Hello, and welcomes back everyone, and Wolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic, playing as Isaac Clarke here, our Republic trooper, and where we last left off, we were going into the Act 2 storyline, or at least discovering what Act 2 was going to be all about. We are going to be reinforcing Havoc Squad. We're getting a new technical expert and someone who is an expert in explosives. And we need to deal with a new Imperial superweapon known as the Gauntlet. Now, this is going to be an interlude part of the series. We're going to get ourselves over to the Republic fleet. And we are going to choose our second combat style. Let's get ourselves underway. I'm not even sure if this part will make it into the series. I'll be perfectly honest, it's not going to be a very long part, but we are just going to go pick up our combat style, and we'll go over the various skills and abilities. The idea, of course, is we're going to choose... Actually, do I even need to come to the Republic fleet? Ah, too late now, we're here. But yeah, we are choosing our combat style, and we're just going to go through the... We're going to go through the disciplines, or at least a couple of the disciplines, and go over the various skills that we will unlock. I will also have to make time between this part and the future part, looking at maybe a different armor set for Isaac here. So, our companions now, of course, do want us to have, they have new things they wish to discuss with us as well. Yeah, for some reason I thought I had to come to the Republic fleet and actually go to the combat training section. Ooh, social items vendor.
We hope our inventory will meet your needs.
Ooh, we can look like a Deathclaw pirate. A member of the Hailstorm Brotherhood. We'll learn about them in the near future. Ooh. Oh, the prisoner armor set. That would have been useful. I was looking for a prisoner armor set for one of my earlier series. Ah. Well, it's... Hopefully this vendor stays here, then. We can summon a small probe droid to follow and observe us on our adventures. Okay, so... some basic... kind of clothing. We could look like a member of the Balmoran Resistance. That might be useful. Depending on if we need to blend in where we're going in the near future.
Thank you for your patronage.
Either way, that's not kind of why we're here, but okay. So, missions, training and skills. So because we have been promoted to captain, kind of in flavor of like the role play, we are now suggested to learn, or we have been given the opportunity to learn, a second combat style. We've had this since we were level 1. We could have chose a second combat style at any time. We just chose to wait until the correct opportunity. And we just press the play button. Are you sure you're ready to begin training and skills? You will be transported to this mission's location. Galactic Solution Industries. We'll learn. I don't think we've learned much about Galactic Solution Industries as of yet. One of their terminals was available on the world of Tatooine, and there are various events that happen that are promoted or supported by Galactic Solution Industries. And as we go into the first major expansion, we'll learn more about them as well. So, would we like a first-hand demonstration of a specific combat style? And at the end of the last pod, we did discuss the benefits of the sniper, of course, and then the scoundrel and the operative. To talk about the others, the mercenary is basically the bounty hunter equivalent of the commando, similar to how the Vanguard and Power Tech are basically similar play styles, one for the bounty hunter and again one for the Republic trooper. Vanguard would be tempting. It is a more up close and personal combat style where you wield a blaster rifle and you have a shield generator to help mitigate damage. It also allows you to choose a tanking discipline to further mitigate damage. Gunslinger, of course, is the Republic equivalent to the Imperial Sniper. But yeah, we are interested in becoming a Scoundrel. Tactical rogues prepared for any scenario. Scoundrels throw their enemies for a loop with just a blaster pistol, a scattergun, and their wits. But Scoundrel's trusty stealth belt keeps them out of trouble and gives them a strategic advantage over their enemies. In a scrap, crippling blows and maiming shots allow Scoundrels to knock their enemies down. I think it will give us a bit more of a well-balanced player, giving us the opportunity to be more up close and personal, and it gives us the opportunity to make use of a blaster pistol and also the shotgun style scattergun. Could be quite fun as well. I will accept. I want to learn and specialize in the Scoundrel style of combat. Ooh, actually. Are we sure? Of course, as a trooper, we also wield blaster rifles. So we could use the blaster rifle of the operative with a shiv. I just forgot about that. Bugger. Blaster rifle and a combat knife. blaster pistol, and a scattergun. We'll go with a Scoundrel. Okay, oh, and we're here. Oh, okay, I think, yeah, we got teleported back to the Republic fleet. Very well, we are still a commando. This is where we're going to have to play with our loadouts in the near future, which is going to be an absolute nightmare as I try to remember how to use loadouts correctly. We'll get ourselves on our personal starship. Well, between parts, we're going to be looking at armor. We'll look at armor, and I'm going to have to learn how to set up loadouts correctly.
Understood.
Okay. Might as well just set it up here, why not? Let's just find a place where we have a bit of light, I suppose. That'll do. Right, loadouts first of all. God damn it. There you go. I'm just gonna create a commando loadout. And then we want to create a new loadout for the Scoundrel, which I can't even spell. And, okay, so we can activate these different loadouts. We chose to load the Scoundrel loadout. And now if we go to combat style and switch, we have to play with our disciplines. We'll leave it like that for the moment. If we go back to loadouts and then activate commando. Right, okay, so all of our hotkeys are still correct. Good, that's what we want to see. If we go, and obviously combat style, yep, everything is still the same. Now if we go to Scoundrel, we have this massive mess to try and organize. Great. Okay, so this is going to be me doing a lot of talking. I understand that it might not be for some people, which is why I say this part may not end up in the series. If not, it's going to be perfectly acceptable to skip. If you want to see us use these skills, then that'll be next time when we go back to Alderaan. So we have 3 disciplines. We have another healing discipline, where we have Sawbones. We have the Scrapper, which is, again, like a burst damage. And the Ruffian, which is damage over time, applying various bleeding attacks to enemies. I do like Scrapper, and I also like Ruffian. We've used both over our time here in playing Star Wars The Old Republic. I think when we were playing... What were we playing last? I think it was a bounty hunter. And we actually were using the Scoundrel. I think we were using the Ruffian discipline. So with that being the case, we'll choose Scrapper instead. And welcome back, folks. So, yes, you notice we had a bit of a jump there. I did spend about 15 minutes talking about various skills and looking at the discipline tree. And it didn't feel right. To put it simply, there was a lot of information that was taking a long time for me to try and absorb. I found it easier, rather than going with the Scrapper, switching over to the Ruffian, which is the damage over time discipline. And then I went, let's see what we've done in the past. And so I went over to both Vadron, one of my Imperial agents, and Visor, one of my bounty hunters, and had a quick look at how they were set up in terms of their quick bars and such for their various skills. So, in brief, we do have, of course, we talked about the blaster pistol and the scattergun here in our offhand. We have some utility skills. We have a defensive screen, which can absorb so much damage. We have pugnacity, which gets us our unique resource known as Upper Hand. It also restores a small amount of energy. And we also have a energy recovering ability, kind of what we had on the Commando. And of course we have our recuperate, our out of combat healing mechanic once again, our healing skill. In terms of our main skills, of course we have Flurry of Bolts, which costs us no energy. We have our basic skill, Quick Shot, which we're probably not going to be using too often. And then we have... Let's have a look here. We have 3 unique skills as a Ruffian. We have Shrapnel Bomb, which hurls an explosive of razor-sharp shrapnel within a 5-meter radius, dealing a small amount of internal bleeding damage, but a fair amount of damage over time to up to 8 targets. These targets are also slowed down. We have another unique skill known as Sanguinary Shot, which again allows us to deal a small amount of damage, but it also causes damage each time one of our targets takes damage from a bleeding effect, like our Shrapnel Bomb. And then of course we have Point Blank Shot, which replaces the basic Back Blast. And it can, of course, it can only be used, it used to only be able to be used from behind, but with this upgrade it actually removes that requirement, which is really good. If used from stealth, it actually deals additional damage. We also have a couple of other poison effects, so it's best to apply Sanguinary Shot early, and then we know the target will be taking extra damage from all of our bleeds. So we do have Brutal Shots. Let's have a look. This requires one of our unique resource, the Upper Hand. Deals a fair bit of weapon damage and causes your periodic bleed effects on the target to also deal damage. Okay, so it's worth maybe using this. Then maybe, let's have a look here. Oh, okay, so we have Bushwhack and Shrapnel Bombs. So maybe Shrapnel. Oh, you dodged. How very dare you dodge. We have, of course, our Tranquilizer, which allows us to disable enemies without actually causing aggro. We have Vital Shot, which also causes bleeding. A lot of bleeding. We have Lacerating Blast, which shoots enemies within a 10-meter cone in front of us. We have an overtime healing ability in the form of this slow release med pack and a cleansing ability similar to what the Commando had. We do have the thermal grenade. I don't think we're going to be using that as much. But yeah. Brutal Shot causes your periodic bleed effects on the target to also deal damage. So yeah, Sanguinary Shot, but then applying our various bleeds could be important. We have a few AoE skills. Of course, we do have our Interrupt ability. We have picked up a stunning ability, Dirty Kick here. Stuns a target for 4 seconds. We do have our Stealth and our Emergency Stealth, which can be used in combat. We have our basic Blaster Whip. And of course, as we mentioned, our Point Blank Shot as well. Also, as a Scoundrel, whether we were a Scrapper or a Ruffian, we have this Scamper ability, allows us to roll forward, and that does not break stealth. We also have picked up the Trick move, which allows us to teleport within 30 meters up to a friendly or enemy target. Can be used while immobilized. And also grants us an upper hand. So that might be a good way to either engage an enemy if they're far away, if they're running away, even though we would like just to sneak up on them. Or if they try to disengage, if they stun us and then run away, we can get up close and personal. As I say, we're going to have to practice using these abilities once we go to Alderaan. But that'll be part of the fun of it, really. But we will likely also have a look at the Scrapper discipline in the future as well. As I say, we already have a lot of the abilities from the ability tree. So there's a lot to take in. But we will slowly try to understand all of the passives that we've gained and how these work. What I may do between this pod and on our way back to Alderaan is kind of invest a bit of time looking at the various passives that the Ruffians gained and how they complement our skills. Suffice to say, I know the Ruffian is quite powerful, but unlike the Commando, where we've grown in time with our abilities and learned how they work together and how the passives complement them, the Ruffian, we're kind of being thrown straight into the deep end with all of these skills, and we need to learn how they synergize together. Either way though, we'll take a break here. When we come back, I will look at maybe another mount for our character. We'll probably look at some other weapons, like a different style of blaster pistol to suit Captain Isaac Clarke here. And then we'll get ourselves over to Alderaan to look into the bonus mission series there. And then while on Alderaan, we'll learn actually how our skills work. And if we need to move them around the hotbars, then that'll be good practice to learn how to use the class itself. Thank you all for joining me though for this interlude part of the series, and hopefully I'll see you for even more next time. Until then though, take care. Bye bye now.